All right, today we're working on R and S, our next two cursive letters. Still working with that undercurve line. R and S are not going to be touching that headline like our other letters have been, and they're not going to be dipping below the baseline. And in my opinion, R and S look very different from their regular letters that you're used to writing. So it's tough sometimes to find a similarity between the regular manuscript letters that you're used to. So take a look and see if you think that too. So let's make our lowercase r. So we started our midline. We come up to, the baseline, come up to the midline, and then we kind of do a little bit of just a little dip, swing back down, make your undercurve to the midline. And there's our letter R. Let's try one more time. So we undercurve, come up, dip a little bit, and then make your undercurve. Notice when I dipped, that second line did not touch the top of the midline. Okay, so it's a little bit of an angle there. Sometimes your R might look a little bit straighter than usual, and that's okay too. All right, so that's the letter R. Let's see if we can make, I'm trying to think what word that we'll be able to make. I'll look in my book here. Let's try rule. How about that? Because we have R, U, L, and E. So we undercurve up to make our R, make your little tiny dip there, come down. Now we're swinging up for the U. There's a letter U. We come down and undercurve up for the letter L. It goes up to the headline, and then the E, and then our joining line there. So there is the letter rule, or the word rule. So let's practice R on our boards. So pull your board down, choose your color, and we're ready to make R. So we started our baseline. We come up to the midline, make our little dip on an angle, come down and make our joining line. Okay, let's try one more time. Undercurve, come up to the headline or to the midline, make a little dip, swing down and back up to the midline. All right, and then our next letter is S that we'll be doing. So S again starts at our baseline, comes up to the midline. Now kind of has a little belly, I call it, on. He swings here, and then he comes up. Oops, I made a little bit of a loop there, which I didn't want to do. So then he comes up to the midline to join onto our next letter. All right, so let's practice one more time. So here we go. We undercurve, we come up, curve down, touch that line, come up to the midline. Okay. So let's practice a word that we have with S. Let's see. Let's write the word skis. How about that? That has two S's in it. In fact, I think I'm going to erase. I'll make one more S over here for practice, and then I'll make the word skis, because that's a little bit long. I don't know, make sure I have enough room there. Okay, so here we go. For skis, we'll make our lowercase s, swing down, make a little belly on him, touch that line, come undercurve up now to the headline, make a K. Remember, once you trace back up, that's that capital fancy R. Swing down to the baseline, come up to the midline, make our I. Now we undercurve again, make our letter S again, touch back down, and then curve up. I notice some mistakes that I make usually when I'm making S. Sometimes I won't touch the line here, and I need to make sure that I do that. So make sure that you're always touching that line there when you're writing. And sometimes for some reason, I'll have a little loop in here. So I'll make the letter S, and when I come back this way, sometimes I tend to put a little bit of a loop in there. So I just have to make sure that I check that if I know that that's a common mistake that I make. So let's pull our boards down and let's try our lowercase s. So we undercurve up to the midline, we make our S, make the belly, touches back to that line, and comes up to the midline. Let's try one more time. So we start, we undercurve up, make our curved line, touch that line, and come to the midline. All right, so today in your book, this is going to be on pages 55 and 56. You'll be circling your best letter R that you wrote, and the pages are set up the exact same way as they have been. And then you're going to go on to the letter S on page 56, and you'll circle your very best S that you made. So good luck writing your letters. The next time we have our lesson, we'll be moving on to letters J and letters P. And then we're finished with all of the lowercase letters that start with the undercurve. So then let's see which ones we'll be moving on to the ones that start now with our down curve letters. All right, I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye, sharks.